Alex Albon is one of the most wanted drivers in the market and will certainly be a target of the top teams after 2025 and even after 2024, even though the Williams team principal, James Vowles, adamantly stated that his contract expires at the end of the next season. But with Hamilton going to Ferrari and having left Mercedes with a seat to spare, it's evident that Albon is a target for the Silver Arrows, and recent rumours reveal that Red Bull might have something to say about that. Could the Austrian team finally have seen the true talent of Albon and now want him in their team? Or is this just a game of the if we can't have it, neither should our opponents type? Despite not having a competitive car for the 2023 season, Alex Albon managed to single-handedly score 27 of Williams' 28 points in the season, placing him 13th. Back in August, Lawrence Barretto, the famous F1 journalist, branded him one of the most wanted men in the 2025 driver market, meaning that the once kicked-out man from Red Bull would now have sweet torment in choosing where he would want to continue his career. However, James Vowles came out soon after that and stated that Albon actually signed a contract with Williams for the 2025 season as well. So Albon would have to look for a new team in 2 years' time, just when the new engine regulations are going to set place. Albon's past has looked a bit unfortunate, previously being dropped by Red Bull at the end of the 2020 season and subsequently demoted to the role of reserve driver for the team. However, things took a positive turn for him when he made his comeback to the F1 grid in 2022 after joining the Williams team, and he began to receive attention following his impressive performances on track as well as his positive attitude, which allowed him to score points in unlikely circumstances. While it would be very difficult for Albon to say no if one of the leading F1 teams came knocking on his door, there are also great upsides to being part of Williams as he continues to thrive in the team leader role, looking to fire this iconic outfit towards the front of the grid once again. This is why Albon has been the subject of intense speculation over his future in recent weeks, with reports linking him to Red Bull as Sergio Perez replacement, as well as the vacant Mercedes seat in the wake of Lewis Hamilton's shock Ferrari move for 2025. It's safe to say that it's a good time to be him in comparison to just a few years ago when he'd basically reached rock bottom and even contemplated ending his F1 career. The situation is very interesting in Red Bull because with Lando Norris no longer available on the drivers' market, having been secured by McLaren, they are turning to Alex Albon as a potential replacement for Sergio Perez at Red Bull following the upcoming season. And while Red Bull has indicated that Perez has a strong chance of retaining his seat if he performs well, Albon's name continues to be mentioned more and more. We must also not forget Daniel Ricciardo here, who expressed a desire for a return to the Austrian team. However, Ricciardo's candidacy has become really complicated during the past few days due to close relationship with team principal Christian Horner, whose future at Red Bull is uncertain right now due to the public allegations of misconduct. The other important figure at Red Bull, Helmut Marko, is reportedly hesitant about reuniting Ricciardo with Max Verstappen, as he has previously shown interest in Albon's performances as an external advisor to the team. Furthermore, rumours have now emerged that while reports Red Bull has offered Albon a multi-year contract from 2025 are believed to be inaccurate, Albon's former team is looking to secure a first option on the 27-year-old's services. If Albon agrees, it means Red Bull has the choice to bring him back into the fold for 3 years, starting in 2026 after his current Williams deal runs out, and it would be a lucrative option for the Anglo-Thai and a step closer to a return to a top team, but also limit his manoeuvring room on the silly season market, which has since been thrown wide open by Hamilton's bombshell move. When asked if there had been conversations about his future at the Williams 2024 launch, Albon said, I would be denying it if I said that there haven't been questions and general chats surrounding around that, but truthfully, it's not really personally my area. That's more my management. My focus is on driving. Where I stand is I'm very excited to see how this FW46 develops. I want to see how the car feels in Bahrain and the subsequent 4, 5, 6 races, and really get a feel for the progression that I hope we've made as a team. My whole focus is on Williams, and that's where I see myself. The rate of progression to me is also very important, so time will tell. Right now, I feel like I'm very close to my peak. There are always improvements to be done, and there are still areas to improve. But generally, with my experience now and where I am, I feel like I am deserving of a car that can score podiums and fight for wins. And that's just being totally honest with how I see myself. More than anything, I want that team to be Williams, and that's where I put all my work and all my efforts into. It's very clear to me, especially when you see the driver market, there's a huge interest in teams wanting the same driver for 25 and 26. That's how it looks like it's playing out, and let's see about that. The last thing Albon's mentioned here strongly suggests that a lot of teams are looking for constant driver lineups between 2025 and 2026 when F1 shifts to all new chassis and power unit regulations, and a stable lineup is one less factor to take into account. Williams team principal James Vowles confirmed that Albon is still contracted to the team for 2025, but when asked if he would stand in his way if a suitable offer came in for next year, he replied, "Should any decision go that way, it's because I'm very clear in my mind that I've made decisions that are correct for the team's long-term goals and not the short-term." During his time at Red Bull, Albon was notably underdeveloped both personally and in terms of his driving skills, and the challenges of a car that Red Bull admitted was difficult to handle due to issues with the rear suspension further hindered his development as a driver. The team's focus on tailoring the car to suit Max Verstappen's driving style didn't help Albon either, so he did what every reasonable young driver would do, which is leave the team. However, the improvement since then is more than evident as he has matured both on and off the track, no longer expressing frustration like some of his previous statements where he talked about being raced hard, and despite the limitations of the car he currently drives, he's delivered several impressive performances, showcasing his improved skill and resilience. Considering his progress, it's very likely that both Red Bull Racing and Mercedes may now view Albon as a viable option for their teams. I gotta be honest, I firmly believe Albon deserves recognition as a top-tier driver, perhaps not in the same tier as Verstappen or Hamilton, but certainly very close to that level, because his consistent performance throughout his career is a testament to his skill and potential. The stint at Red Bull proved to be a mismatch for Albon, given the circumstances at the time. However, with his growth both personally and professionally, he now stands better equipped to thrive even in potentially challenging environments, and while returning to Red Bull Racing might carry risks, his increased maturity and experience could significantly improve his chances of success. If Albon were to replace Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes, I believe that in the favourable environment of the Brackley team, should they manage to get it together after the departure of Hamilton, he could truly showcase his talents and excel. However, this move might coincide with Mercedes facing tougher competition, potentially slipping down the field in the short term, but Mercedes probably will maintain a competitive edge over teams like Williams for the foreseeable future. Mercedes would suit him better simply because, let's be honest, no one is beating Max Verstappen in the same car, and I think Albon is very aware of this. So a move back to Red Bull only to be destroyed yet again is something that Alex would know better than to do. Against Russell, however, as a Formula One fan, I'd be very much into it and would be pretty excited about that, but all in due course. For now, Albon is a Williams driver and will be during 2024 and possibly 2025. So what do you think? Should Albon leave Williams and join Mercedes, or even go back to Red Bull? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll see you in our next video very soon.